If you clicked on this video, you're probably a business owner with a new creative idea you want to bring to life, but you don't have the technical expertise to do it on your own. Maybe you want to build a new website or a custom app to take your business to the next level. If that's you, you need to hire a software developer to bring your vision to life. It's no secret that software developers are in high demand. In fact, the U.S. News & World Report ranks software development number 5 out of the top 100 best jobs in 2025. But how we hire them is changing fast. We've all seen AI reshaping so much of the landscape around us, from the job market to the technology sector. This has also impacted the types of skills and roles businesses need. So if you're a small business owner, a founder, or a hiring manager who wants to hire the right developer, you're in the right place. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what you need to do and look for in order to hire smarter and build the tools and systems your business needs, even if you're not a tech expert yourself. The first and probably most important step in hiring the right software developer or any freelancer for your project is figuring out what tasks you need them to complete and what skills they need to complete them successfully. Ask yourself, what do I actually need them to build, fix, or improve? Getting clear on the goals you have for the developer you want to hire will make hiring quicker, cheaper, and more effective. You might need a software developer to build a new website for your business, build a new app for your customers, set up or manage a database, or integrate new tools like AI chatbots or new payment systems into your existing workflows. Whether you need a quick project like a website refresh or something a little more complex like building a custom app from scratch, actually naming and identifying the task will help you find the developer with the right skill set. By starting with the outcome you need and working backward from there, you're setting yourself up for a smoother, more efficient, and more cost-effective hiring process. Now that you have an idea of the tasks that you need to complete, it's time to figure out what type of software developer you need to hire for your project and the budget you need to keep in mind. Before you hire, you need to know there are different types of software developers, each with a different skill set. To help you make the right choice, here's an overview of each type. Front-end developers. These software developers work on the parts of software and websites that users like you and I see and interact with. Back-end developers. These software developers work on the things that you can't always see, like programming, databases, and back-end logic. Full-stack developers. A full-stack developer is someone who has expertise in both front-end and back-end development. Web developers. A web developer is someone who builds and maintains websites. And mobile developers. A mobile developer is a software engineer who specializes in building applications for mobile devices and tablets. The task you need to have completed will determine the type of software developer you hire. You wouldn't want to hire a back-end developer for front-end tasks. At this point, you should also set your budget, and there are several factors you need to consider when deciding on your project budget. You can choose to hire a software developer as a full-time salaried employee or as a freelancer on a contract basis. If you decide to bring on a freelancer, you can also decide to hire on a fixed fee or flat rate project for the completion of a specific scope of work. There are several other factors that will impact your project budget. Project complexity. The more complex or intricate your project, the more time and expertise it will require, which will increase your project cost. Experience level. When deciding on the experience level required for your project, know that more experienced developers will charge more. However, keep in mind they also tend to work faster. Project length. Freelance developers may offer different rates based on the length of the project. Longer projects could mean lower hourly rates. And location. The rates developers charge can vary depending on location. When setting your budget, remember the cheapest option may not necessarily be the best for you. It's important to choose someone whose skills and communication match what you need for your business. And choosing the right person saves you time, money, and stress in the long run. Now that you have an idea of the project you need completed and the type of developer you need to hire, you need to know where to find the best talent. You can rely on word of mouth and personal recommendations. However, your best bet is to use talent marketplaces. You can opt for traditional job sites like LinkedIn or Indeed, which can be a good choice for long-term hires. However, if you want to hire for the short term or the long term while maintaining flexibility in your talent strategy, then choose a work marketplace like Upwork. Unlike traditional job sites, Upwork connects businesses with highly skilled professionals ready to lead complex and high-stakes projects, which means it's great for finding talent fast and scaling up or down based on the needs of your business. Upwork also empowers you with tools like AI-powered job post assistance and built-in collaboration tools to help streamline the hiring process. So you've created a job post, reviewed proposals, and reached out to developers that you think would be a good fit. Now it's best practice to actually interview the software developer before formally hiring them for the job. This helps you figure out if they're actually the right fit for your business and project and helps you learn more about them past what's on paper or on their profile. As you're preparing to interview them, make sure you're looking out for the following key qualities. Their skill set. Make sure their skill set actually matches the job requirements and the task you need completed. You can do this by asking technical questions in the interview, which we'll cover shortly. Communication. Communication is key, especially when hiring freelancers and working remotely. So make sure you're asking questions that help you gauge their ability to communicate effectively and help you determine how they value communication throughout project completion. You don't want to hire someone who disappears for 2 weeks and then pops back in with something completely different than what you discussed. Make sure you're paying attention to how clearly they communicate, how fast they respond, and if they're open about their process. When you're preparing interview questions, try and ask a few from each of the following different categories to make sure you're thoroughly evaluating their communication, their skill set, and their transparency. Ask interview questions about their past work experience. While some of this information may be apparent on their profile, you might also want to ask questions like, can you walk me through a past project that's similar to this one? This will give you real-world insight into how they solve problems that are related to the job that you're hiring for. You should also consider asking skills-based and technical questions to see how they think through and approach problems. And if you're up for it, you may even want to give them a coding exercise. This means you're asking the candidate to solve a problem in real time, which can help you further understand their thinking and approach. Congratulations, you've found a software developer who can bring your vision to life. Now you actually need to hire them. Let's walk through step-by-step how to actually hire the right developer on Upwork. First, create a job post, and it doesn't have to be hard. Upwork has a built-in AI assistant that can help you write an effective and clear job post even if you're not super technical. This will make sure that your project makes sense to developers so you can get better matches from the start. Now you can either post your job and developers will start sending proposals, or you can take a more hands-on approach and start searching for freelancers directly. I've personally had success with both routes when hiring through Upwork. If you go the hands-on route, here's what you should look for when you review profiles. Look at their work history and their job success score. This will tell you how consistently they deliver good work. You should also look at portfolio samples if they have them and make sure you're looking for work that's relevant to the job that you need done. Also, read through client reviews and see what people are saying about working with each developer. Last, check in on the skills and certifications they have and any skills tests they've completed. Now that you've reviewed freelancer proposals, ask great interview questions, set your budget, it's time to make the hiring decision. Here's what I recommend considering before making the final offer. Their skills and experience. Does their past experience make them a good fit for your current needs? Interview performance. How did they show up and perform during the interview? How was their communication throughout the process? This is usually an indicator of how they'll show up when hired for your project. Your budget. Important to choose a freelancer that fits within your business's financial plan, but without cutting corners on what's most important to you and your project. And project timeline. Do they have the capacity to complete the project within the window that you need? Hiring your developer is just the beginning. You need to have a solid onboarding strategy to make sure you're aligned from the start. When hiring your software developer or any freelancer, you should walk them through any necessary processes or workflow. Make sure you cover communication preferences, tools, timelines, and points of contact. Last, set clear goals and expectations for both you and the freelancer. The work will be smoother and much more on target when everyone knows the vision, timeline, and outcome. As a business owner, we may have creative visions that we don't always have the technical expertise to bring to life. That's where hiring a software developer comes in. Finding the right developer doesn't have to be overwhelming. By understanding the work that you need to have done and knowing the type of software developer you need to hire, and by using a work marketplace like Upwork that makes it easy to hire top talent, you can hire with confidence even in a fast-moving world. If you want more resources and tips, check out all the tools that Upwork has to offer. And don't miss out, subscribe for more tips from Upwork.